onto December with two fighters that obviously you've been in the ring with and share, which is Usyk and Fury. What did you make of the first fight?
I was there. You know, there's two things you have to understand. When Tyson fights, he fights for himself. When Usyk fights,
He fights for his country.
Fights for his country.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. Tyson, I don't think Tyson was 100% when he walked in that ring.
For what reason?
Well, mentally or physically?
I mean, because he had a massive cut. He didn't want to get fined 10 grand for missing, 10 million for missing the fight. So he didn't spar the way he wanted to spar.
You think underprepared, like for a fight of that magnitude?
Underprepared, yeah. Do you understand? Underprepared for that fight. You understand? And the confidence was not there. Because if you realize, he was mucking around for the first 4 or 5 rounds. Yeah, because the confidence was not there.
Do you think he can turn it around in a rematch?
I don't think so.
You think Usyk still wins?
I think Usyk stops him this time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think Fury is slowed at all? Because the big thing about Tyson was this ridiculous movement. Not the only thing, but part of it, given you've got a 6'7", 6'8" fighter that could move the way that he did. And then the argument started to rage that he met fighters in the middle of the ring because his ankles couldn't stand up to it or he wasn't physically able to do the things. Do you think there's anything in that?
Nah, I don't think him and, what's his coach's name? What's that guy's name?
Andy Lee?
No.
Virgil. Oh, Sugar Hill.
Yeah, I think that relationship is kind of dying down, you know, because when he got together with Sugar Hill, they were listening to each other, and now it's not like
do you know a fighter gets to a stage of his career, and I think Floyd Mayweather was a great example of that. Like when you look at his early part of his career, he's manoeuvring around the perimeter of the ring. It's more about footwork than even handwork. But then when they've got to make that adjustments, you know that's when they're great fighters, when they can make those adjustments, hold their feet more, and he used the shoulder roll a lot more, and he was letting his shots go. But he changed stylistically. It's not worked for Fury as well because we saw the 3 Wilder fights where he changed and he started planting his feet and going forward. He had success there, but we haven't seen him box like he did against Klitschko in 2015 when he's moving around the ring and it was a masterclass. I'm not sure the legs can do that now, and that's a big problem.
When was that fight with Klitschko?
2015.
Yeah, we're talking about 10 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what we're talking about is that they have to. It's not his legs.
It's called getting old, fellas. Let's get it right. Yeah, it's not the legs. It's called getting old.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean Usyk's the same age as him, if not older. Yeah, so we're talking about the same age bracket, and it's Usyk that's making him slow.
That's lifestyle, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the question I was going to ask: is it lifestyle? But also, what we saw in that first fight, Derek, I don't know what you made of it, was the lack of clarity that people suggest comes from having too many voices. We saw a lot of voices in that corner during that fight.
They were all in panic. It was not because loads of voices. They were all in panic. They were all panicking. They knew they were losing the fight, so they figured out they have to start saying something so you can hear something. Because you was not listening to Sugar Hill.
But do you think it's appropriate for his dad to be saying the things that he was saying? Surely, I mean, you as a fighter...
What did your dad say? Because I was there, I didn't hear.
Well, his father was telling him certain things, which seemed to be directly in contrast to what Sugar Hill might have been suggesting, and he seemed to be the dominant voice. So it seems surprising to me that given you've got a trainer, and your trainer is the one you build a relationship with, unless I'm wrong.
But Sugar Hill trains him for 2 weeks, his dad trains him for...
No, but the crazy thing in that fight was...
So you don't think he had too many voices?
No, I don't think so.
Well, he was being told he was ahead in the fight. Not at one point was he ever ahead in that fight.
Yeah, but it's a problem. Can I say something? When you're fighting, you're watching. You're not watching the other fighter. You're watching your fighter and see what he's doing.
Yeah, but when a fight's close, Derek, you know, right? If a fight's close, I'm doing your corner. I say, you need to get out there and win these last 2 rounds. Not you're ahead, mate, because that will make you mentally change. You'll think, right, I've just got to get through this. But if I go, get out there and do this, or it's fucking over, you're going to go out there and you're going to go for it. And that is a fact. You got to know how to G the fighter up and psych a fighter up. When you get into the last quarter of the fight and you go, you're ahead, Tyson's mentally thinking totally the way he shouldn't be thinking.
I was there. I for some reason, I thought he was ahead until the knockdown.
But would you have told him that in a close fight?
Were you surprised? I mean, besides Steve Cunningham, who dropped him a while ago, there's not anyone that's got Tyson Fury going like that. Were you surprised?
Well, Wilder.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, you're absolutely
Wilder
right.
had him over a couple of times.
But point taken. Yeah, so better point that you made there. But notwithstanding, there's very few people that have got Fury going like this. And were you surprised that Usyk did to Tyson what he did to him Because really and truly, the referee did him a favour.
No, Usyk is an operation, mate. When he's in the ring, bro, he is unbelievable. The way he moves. Because he's moving and he's fit. So he's making you work when he's not working. You know, it was sooner or later, Tyson was going to, his gas was going to get caught up. And he got caught up with that, I think it was when he was going backwards, Usyk hit him right on the nose.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then that just took everything away from him.
So you've said from the outset, on regards to Fury Usyk 2, you don't expect Fury to be able to win back his belts. You expect potentially Usyk to stop him. But if you're, I can't help but believe that Fury will find a way to overcome Usyk, because I picked him for the first fight.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because I want to stay with what I started with. And my evidence in front of my eyes is I'm not paying enough attention to. But if you are picking Fury, like me, what does he have to do? What is he going to have to do to be able to win that fight second time round, given the fact that he's now been beaten by this fella, and I think pretty comprehensively? What's going to be told to Fury? What is Fury going to tell himself, and what is he going to have to do to be able to beat Usyk?
I have to bring the what's called the Royal Britannia out, isn't it? Because I remember the post he put out.
Yeah.
He put out a post while he was in the gym running. Yeah, and he goes, "Oh, I've worked hard to get all these belts," and he goes, "You big dosser, AJ, you lost the belts. Now you got to get
lost to a middleweight.
You have to go get. I have to go get the Royal Britannia around and get the belts back." And then suddenly he lost the belt.
But did you not show the blueprint on how to beat Usyk? I mean, to be fair,
yes,
it was taking him out of his comfort zone by smothering him and using the height, the reach, everything that Fury's got. I know it's easier said than done because this guy is a magician in the ring. And the big problem Tyson Fury's got going into the rematch is that Usyk has an unbelievable boxing IQ, and he will adjust and make things even more difficult now he knows Fury. That's the big problem
Here's a
Fury's
question
got.
for you.
Plain and simple, Fury's just got to out-muscle him and outwork it, but it's easier said than done. But he's got to use all his attributes to his advantage.
Here's a question for you. Who do you think is going to be much better in the rematch?
Usyk.
Exactly. Why? Because he said
because
that he's watching that fight and watching what
yeah, because his boxing brain is insane, and he will.
I want to explain.
He's great at making adjustments.
The way this guy trains, Usyk is unbelievable. You know, when he was fighting AJ was in Saudi, I was talking to his trainer Alex, and Alex goes, sometimes he gets on a bike and he will ride 100 kilometers and come back. I'm like,
yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
I'm like, even he will go in the Olympic swimming pool and he'll swim for 6 hours non-stop.
That's his mindset.
That's his mindset, you understand? Now, if that was you now, you'd be like, you know what? You do 3 laps, you're like, you know what?
He couldn't even get his 10-metre badge.
That's just maybe. But the point is, that's what an elite champion. I remember talking to a different sport, Derek, but Sebastian Coe talking to me about his competitivity with Steve Ovett and what they were prepared to do to try and win the 1980 Olympics, and how he would find out whether Ovett was running on Christmas Day, and if he went out 4 times, he'd find out whether he had to go out 5 times. That's the mindset of someone that is the greatest in their sport at this particular time and wants to continue to be the greatest. When we talk about these two fighters, I'm optimistic that Fury will beat Usyk, but maybe I'm being unrealistic. Maybe I'm living in the past and I've got delusions of grandeur about what Fury can and can't do anymore. In the event that Fury were to win this fight, given that Anthony hasn't fought him yet, but has fought Usyk, do you give either one of you, and you can get your head out of Anthony Joshua's arse now for the purpose of this conversation, Spencer, do you give Anthony Joshua an opportunity to beat either one of those? He's lost twice to Usyk, and he hasn't fought Fury. Where are you boys on this?
My conversation with you here is going to be meaningless because you think I've got my head up Anthony Joshua's arse. I'm talking realistically. Where Anthony Joshua is at right now, he could beat both of them guys that you're talking about, and I truly believe that. And that's not my heart speaking; it's my head.
Derek.
Hold on.
Where you heard? What are you going all coy for? I've just posed a question for Anthony Joshua's PR team, headed by Spencer Oliver, that can you make a case for AJ to beat Usyk and/or to beat Fury? Now we've already seen him beaten by Usyk twice.
I'll tell you, you will knock Fury out in 6 rounds.
AJ?
Really? Yeah, AJ. Yeah. you'll stop Usyk round 4. Because I'm telling you now.
Okay, well, put aside him for a second, right? Why? He's got done by Usyk twice.
Because now he's got the right dancing partner.
He's a different place now.
So you think you're basically saying?
Can I explain something to you?
Please.
That guy hasn't stopped watching the 2 tapes of him fighting Usyk because he wants that fight badly. He wants a rematch. He wants Usyk to win the fight with Tyson.
Yeah, but he watched the tapes of the first fight.
Yeah, but
he still got beat in the second.
But he wasn't in that, like, he wasn't in the space that he is now, like mentally. Forget the physicalities here. We're talking about the mental thing. Anthony Joshua is that type of guy that is now with Ben Davison and it's just clicked. Like when he boxed Usyk the first time, he didn't have a plan B. There was no plan B there. He's a different guy now, a different character now than what he was when he boxed Usyk the first time, and even the second time as well.
So by your logic, you're both expecting to see, and I'm asking the question, not formulating it.
It's right, Dan. Go on.
Yeah.
Do you think that we're going to see Anthony Joshua then as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Fantastic. Anthony Joshua's got a very bright future.
I also had this conversation with you when you said, do you think Anthony Joshua will become a 3-time world heavyweight champion? I said yes, and you laughed at me then, the same way that you just laughed at me about the undisputed.
Yeah, but both
of my things are going to come true.
With respect, I wasn't in a minority. I was in a majority.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
And including him as well.
That doesn't matter.
And I didn't envisage that we would see the diminishing of Fury that we have done.
I told you the changing of the heavyweight, the landscape of the heavyweight.
We will see, and if he is, then given the fact he's been a poster boy of heavyweight boxing for some time, given the fact he'll have fought himself back from what most people have said was a write-off of him, given the fact the expectation of Anthony Joshua is so much more significant than it is in everybody else, then he will have deserved everything he gets.
Do you believe he could become undisputed world heavyweight champion?
I don't know. Because
you can't sit on the fence.
I tell you what. I'll tell you when I'll
get splinters.
No, I was not going to sit on the fence. I'm asking the question candidly. I don't know. I want to see what he does to Dubois.
No.
Hold on. He's got to get. First of all, he's got to win his heavyweight title back to be in that conversation. So if he beats Dubois,
but I'm saying right now, do you feel that he's?
I don't know because judging upon the last.
I do know that he will become undisputed.
No, you think you know. No one knows until it happens, right?
Yeah, but you don't know. What's your opinion then?
My opinion is that I will base it upon what happens when he fights Dubois.
No, you're still sitting on the fence.
No, because I'm not going to base it upon Ngannou. I'm not going to base it upon Wallin.
No one's asking you to. They're asking you to just give your opinion on where you're at.
Spencer, you are regularly lecturing me about you can only judge somebody upon their... you take somebody on their last performances. Right, so I'm not taking anything from Ngannou.
Why?
Because he should be Ngannou. He's an MMA fighter. It's an embarrassment to Fury.
It's the manner that he's done it. You look at what he's doing.
Fantastic. But when he fights Daniel Dubois, and he does to Daniel Dubois, which you guys think he will, and that happens, I'm going to sit there and go, do I think that given all of the currency that Derek Chisora has given Usyk about the level that he fights at, the depths he's prepared to go to, and the quality of this fighter, and people advocating for a generational great in Usyk, and a lot of people steering towards Fury for that fight, and Usyk upturning the apple cart and everyone's opinions, I wouldn't back
Would you apologise to Anthony Joshua if he does it then?
What, for having an opinion?
Well, but your opinion at the moment is non-existent because you're not giving one.
No, my opinion is that a year ago, for what it's worth, I thought, like a lot of people did, that the fire had gone out. Right? I now can see that given the fights he's had, he's back in a far better mental condition and ready to go. If he demolishes Dubois, it makes the argument even more compelling that you're making. But it still doesn't come across the Rubicon of saying, can he beat Usyk? You think Usyk, the sun shines out of Usyk's arse.
Yeah, but he still thinks Joshua can beat him. And
I've taken that point. And I'm not arguing against it. I'm just not answering your question, which is, at this moment in time,
but I answer your questions.
Well, it's more for you then. Right? More for you then. Anyway, right. That's it for episode 86 of Talk Boxing. Thanks to Anthony Joshua's PR team over here with Derek Chisora and Spencer Oliver. And next time...
Listen, just apologise when it happens.
I don't think I've got anything to apologise for, because I've never said Anthony Joshua was a bad person or he's ugly.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
that
the lack of self-belief you've got in him.
By the way, you're a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am. And Nigel Farage supporter of reform.
Yeah,
yes,
I know you are. I know you are.
Yes,
So you must be sitting in this week busily on Thursday evening, waiting for the debate with Kamala Harris.
Yes, I am. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting and rubbing my hands. I can't wait.
Well, you know I know Nigel very well, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
I like Nigel, and so my Michelle stood for him on a party. So
you still do lunch?
With Nigel and me and Derek.
I'll come.
I can tell you one person who wouldn't be paying for it.
Yeah, Derek Chisora.
Right, that's it. We're gone. See you next time we're out.